Hello guys, welcome to a new video. And guess what? I want to get another certificate, and I'll be working on my CKA. And in this video, we are going to be a KillerCoda service and networking practice from the CKA. KillerCoda is a free platform where you can practice for the CKA certification. So in this video, we are going to be doing the services and networking area. This one is worth 4, so it's not that really hard. It gives you some useful resources. So we are going to be using the Kubernetes documentation. And for this question, please set the context in XM. So we need to do this cluster. So if you press right here, it will take you to that use context, right? So that is that cluster. And now it's asking us to create a NodePort service named app service CKA with the below specification to expose this NGINX app CKA deployment. So these are deployment that we are going to expose here. All right. So let's go ahead and find this deployment. I like to start with the get deployment, nothing found. And if we do a capital A over here, a capital A, what it does is it looks in all the namespaces, right? So you can see we got the cube system, local path storage, and also the NGINX app space namespaces. So here's where this bad boy is. So it is right here. Okay, something to think about. Since this deployment is in the NGINX app space, we need to make sure that this service gets exposed in here too, right, in the same namespace, because otherwise they won't be able to communicate with each other, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Create a NodePort, and for this one, I'm going to be doing the command, and then I'm going to save it into a YAML file. So the way to do this is to create, you want to create a service, right? If you do take a look at the help command, right here, it will tell you the one that we need right here is a NodePort. So let's go ahead and say NodePort, and then you are going to provide the name. So create a NodePort service name app CKA, app service CKA. Great. So now if we do a help and see what we need over here. So we need the port and the target to 80, right? So this means that the service and the container, they are going to have port 80. So for this one, the port pairs can be specified as, so this is the one that we're going to be using. So TCP equals to, right? So we can say TCP equals to 80:80, right? Protocol TCP. So we got this too. So now we need to do the NodePort, and for this one, I believe it's only port or NodePort. There we go. NodePort is equals to 31000, right? This is a port at the node. So that's the port that we're going to be able to access this 80 over here, right? Because first you hit the node, then it hits the service, and then the service gets to the pod and the container, right? All right. And the deployment, so it needs to be in this namespace. So how do you specify the namespace? You go N, or you can just say, now just name, you can do it like this, or you could do it with 2 like that, namespaces. But since I want to save some space, I just want to put N. That should work too. And then since I want to save this as a YAML file, let me go ahead and copy the name over here. So you can do a export or output into a YAML file, and then I want to do a dry run, meaning that I just want you to run it without creating anything. So dry run. try run equals to client, and then I'm going to save this into this file that we're going to be creating, .yaml. Okay, so that's because if we put 2 right here, there we go. So now if we do a cat app service.yaml, we can see it over here. We can make sure that everything is right. Kind of service, the label looks good. It's going to be in this namespace. That's great. The ports are 80 and 80. Well, this is the name of the port, right? But we are going to go to the NodePort 3100 or 31,000 port 80 on the service, and then on the target, which is the pod or the container, it's going to go to 80. Selector. This is where we need to modify this, because this is going to an app. Why is it going to an app service CKA? So we want to go into to expose the NGINX app CKA. So therefore, we need to change this selector. And if we go into the documentation in here, or actually if you click right here on the service, if you scroll down, you can see how you can specify the selector here. So you can copy this, and we're going to be making a minor change. So let's go ahead and go to Vim app service. So what we need to remove is this selector right here. Because, oops, I messed that up. There we go. So that's better. Type NodePort status by yada yada. So in here is where we are going to add this selector. And instead of app, this will be a deployment. Kubernetes home, and the name of the app is not my app, and it's to be to expose the NGINX app CKA. NodePort should be good. Making sure that everything is good. Yeah, everything looks good. And let's go ahead and get out of here. We can delete this status. We don't need it. It is not needed. This creation timestamp too. We don't need it. All right, let's go ahead and save this bad boy. And now we can go ahead and create this. And the way that you create a service or anything on a YAML file, you just do kubectl, or for short, you can just do K because we have an alias. You do create file or F, and you specify the file that you want to create. And there we go. It has been created. So if we want to get the service, and remember this is in a different namespace. It's not in the default namespace. You can see it over here, NodePort, and here's the one. Here's how it is. So that's looking good. So let's see. I think we should be good. Let's see if we go to actually do a queue get pod, and the pod that I want to get is this guy. And the namespace, I want to go into NGINX app space. Now found. Is that the name of the app CKA? Why can't I find it? That's fine. Or that's not fine. Getpod NGINX CKA or getpod. Let's go ahead and hit all of them then. Oh, duh. Okay, never mind. Here's the pad name. That's because I was looking for the deployment instead of the pod. Yeah, could get confusing like that. But yeah, you can see it over here. Now, if you want to take a look at this pod, we can just put the name here. I was putting the incorrect name. I was putting a deployment. There we go, running. And if you do a O wide, you can see it running on node 0. Here's the IP, and that's great. So let's see, check it and see if we pass. Boom, validation successful. So that was it for this video. Just wanted to show you how to solve this challenge, services and networking. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.